so bad, dude. That was really embarrassing. Hanging my queen like that. I was absolutely crushing him too. Just every game, I just crush, and then
society, but that are still there. And this is where, again, to those who sneer at such ideas, I would say take a close look at the work of Rupert Sheldrake. Rupert Sheldrake is a scientist, and he's done a great deal of work on telepathy. For example, this may sound trivial, but dogs who know when their owners are coming home. Now, he did randomized trials where the owners would come home at very different times. And other issues like the scent and so on were excluded. They always knew when their owner was coming home. Not always, but at a statistically significant level. Telephone telepathy. We've all had that experience, I suspect, where the phone rings and you actually know who's on the other end of the phone.
How often does a woman make a part of your body rise without even touching it?
Interesting observation.
This is the most...
That's a kind of telepathy too.
You're talking about Homo erectus.
Oh yeah, Homo erectus. My favorite type of human.
What I would say is that in all my books, in the thousands of pages that I've written, I have probably written no more than 2 or 3 pages on these extraordinary possibilities and extraordinary abilities. But when archaeologists attack me, they say Hancock believes in levitation by the mind.
You're in a really peculiar situation because it seems like you're unbelievably passionate about this specific, I guess, part of your life, right? But writing about it, even speaking on it, I even can tell as we're talking about it right now, you're like, people are going to use this to discredit this other thing that I've dedicated my entire fucking life to. Oh man, what a tricky situation.
It is a tricky situation.
But we don't do it to other people, all right? Like we don't look at Wozniak and be like, your computers aren't good. Because that's right.
No.
You should have just invented Apple,
that's
dude.
That's because there's a narrative about the past, which archaeology tells, and it's supposed to be a pretty much straight line evolutionary story,
It's much easier to digest like that,
through early agriculture to advanced industrialized societies, and the notion that there might have been a lost civilization, that we might have forgotten the whole episode from the human story, is very threatening to that narrative, and it's particularly threatening when it appears on a major platform like Netflix. I've always been attacked for my work since I published Fingerprints of the Gods in 1995, but the level of the attacks and the characters ramped up enormously.
Definitely do not want to get more upon.
It's also but it's not only it's like a validation. It's like Netflix putting the stamp on this makes people go, oh, this must be true, right?
If it's on YouTube, it's like, oh, that's that guy.
Exactly.
Whereas I try to make clear throughout the series that I'm expressing my personal views, and that I don't claim to be 100%. I'm not saying this is how it was. I'm saying this is how it could have been. There's a difference.
There's a part of this, and I want to get back to this because I'm really fascinated by this, but there's one part of the Netflix series that I actually was really excited to talk to you in person so you could explain to me. When you were talking about the difference in the color of the bedrock, I think you were in Mexico, was it?
New Mexico.
It was New Mexico.
We were at...
there was like a line that showed
that's the Younger Dryas boundary. And it was at Murray Springs in New Mexico or Arizona. Pretty certain it's New Mexico. It was at Murray Springs. I was with one of the scientists from the Comet Research Group, Dr. Alan West, and he was showing me the Younger Dryas boundary. Well, it's about the width of a human hand, and you see it running all the way through this draw. Now, we see it at all because there was a flash flood which cut the draw down, and the sides are exposed. It was always there, but you wouldn't know it was there unless the land had been cut and opened up as it was. And this Younger Dryas boundary contains charcoal from wildfires.